So my name is Pete Tierney. I'm the director of the Harlem U.S. Export Assistance Center for the U.S. Department of Commerce. I help companies export that are based in Harlem, Queens, and the Bronx. Some background, I've been exporting and helping U.S. companies export products for about 25 years. I was trained by the Japanese. I worked for the largest Japanese export trading company, a company called Mitsui and Company. Mitsui was founded in 1642 by a defeated samurai, or Ronin, and they do about 180 billion a year in export sales, and they don't make any products. All they do is find markets for other manufacturers. And when I worked for them, every year they were one of the top 10 exporters of U.S. products. And it would drive me crazy that the Japanese can come here, buy U.S. products, mark them up with a margin, and export them. But needless to say, they've figured out a few things over the past 380 years on how to export. I also worked at the largest U.S. export management company that represents about 60 U.S. manufacturers, and I've exported U.S.-made renewable energy products to about 50 countries. So I've exported semiconductors made in California to Russia, wood chippers made in Fargo, North Dakota to Wuhan, China, solar electronics made in Texas to Mexico, and mouse traps made in Lititz, Pennsylvania to Beijing, China. So I actually supplied mouse traps made in the US to Mao Zedong's mausoleum. So I want to talk a little bit about globalization. I mean, everyone talks and you hear everyone saying, oh, globalization's bad or we need to stop it. And, when I was in the private sector, it would drive me nuts hearing this because we can't stop globalization. It's just not going to happen. It's a dream that's not going to happen. You're better off trying to throw a piece of rope around the sun. What we need to do is we need to harness it. We need to harness the globalization, the trends. So I know when I was in the private sector, all the different political parties were saying globalization is bad. We got to stop NAFTA, USMCA. Meanwhile, we were exporting solar electronics made in Plano, Texas, to a customer in Mexico City, mainly because they had a 0% duty on the products from the US. If they bought from China, they paid 15% duty. Now, did that make our product cheaper than Chinese? No, but it put us within a striking price where someone would prefer to buy a high quality US product that has a warranty and that can be supported. So what we need to do is we need to harness these trends of globalization. They're not going to go away. We need to harness them and figure out ways to help companies in underserved communities reap the benefits. So we need to export our products and services and bring cash back to these communities. I mean, we need to bring more money back from exporting and increase the size of the pie. And that's something that we really have to do. So I've found in my experience that there's three main things that keep companies from exporting. I'm going to go through those really quick, kind of debunk them and let you guys know that it's much easier to export than you may think. So the first one's documents. People think, oh, I don't know how to do the documents for international business. Well, there's only 4 documents in international business. That's it. And each one's maybe 1 or 2 pages. So the first one's a shipper's letter of instruction, SLI. You just put the product, the price, customer, how you're shipping it, where it's going. Is it going to an airport in Panama? Is it going to a port in Jakarta? And you give it to your freight forwarder. That's how they ship it. You have a commercial invoice. If you have QuickBooks, you already have an invoice, right? It's the same thing. Maybe you add a shipping term for Jakarta. You have a packing list. Packing list, the invoice without the pricing. You're just listing out what the product is, how many there are, and what if it's in a pallet, how many pallets. Certificate of origin, it's a packing list with a line item of where the products are from. So if you're making a machine in Long Island City, but you're putting a steel pipe and some nuts and bolts from China, the machine's made in the USA, the nuts and bolts are from China. You list it out. That's it. I mean, it's not rocket science. It's simple to do. The next one's logistics. I find companies that are afraid. They say, oh, I don't know how to ship globally. I don't know how I'm going to do it. And you don't need to know. There's freight companies that will do this for you. I mean, it's the same thing. If you're shipping something in the US, for example, to Alabama, you don't drive the truck. You don't worry about learning how to drive an 18-wheeler to get there, right? You call a trucker. It's the same thing. People will pick it up at your door and they'll handle it. The only difference is it's going to go on a ship and then go on a truck in Panama and be delivered. But that's all done. That's not done by you. You don't have to worry about that. Also, if you're selling something on e-commerce on your website, UPS has a new program where they'll have automatically calculate a landed price overseas for you, including duties, and they're offering it free of charge. So there's ways of doing this that you don't have to kind of learn everything and recreate the wheel. There's easier ways to do it. The next one is fear. There's a fear of exporting. There's a fear of the unknown. And I can tell you, I've been all over the world. I've exported all over the world. People are the same. Everyone has the same. They want to make a little money, take care of their family, maybe go to the beach. But even internationally, bad credit internationally is about 1%. In the US, it's about 2%. So at the end of the day, you're almost better off selling on terms to someone in Jakarta, Indonesia, than you are in Columbus, Ohio. And now, am I saying Ohio just because I'm from Michigan? Yeah, I am. This one keeps me up at night. Germany exports 47% of their GDP. The US exports 12%. I mean, are German products cheaper? I mean, does anyone have a Mercedes here? Have you ever bought a part for your Mercedes? They're not cheaper. There's no reason that we shouldn't be doing the same thing that Germany's doing. Now, I'm personally from Detroit, so you won't find me in a Mercedes, but we have got to get on the bandwagon like the Germans do all over the world. So Department of Commerce, where I'm at, we offer export counseling, market intelligence, mass matchmaking. Next slide, Josh. This is a quick overview, and you can come back and look at this, but we do single company promotion, looking at a market. We do an international partner search where we'll find five companies for you to market. Initial market check, we'll look at a country, say you're looking at Saudi Arabia, we'll look at it, have our experts there tell you whether or not it's worth spending time and money going after. International company profile, I think $700-800, you can have a full due diligence check on a company, a potential partner, similar to a credit check. That's a very low cost, effective way of really getting to the bottom of someone if you're looking to partner with them. And the Gold Key service, if you're new to export, we'll meet you overseas, set up meetings for you with embassy staff or our staff overseas, and just make sure everything is smoothed over, kind of white glove service. And at the end of the day, I mean, when you learn how to ride a bike, you didn't read a book, right? I mean, you got on a bike and you had someone there behind you, whether it was your parents, brother, cousin, making sure you didn't fall, making sure you didn't go into a river. That's what we got to do. We got to get you on the bike. We got to get you exporting, and we're here to help you. Everyone on this call is here to make sure you're not going down the wrong path. But the problem is, the only way we can help you is if you get on this bike and start exporting. The only way to learn how to export is you got to do it. You got to just start talking to people internationally and figure out a way of getting your product or service overseas and getting that money back into our community.